Alright, so it's Labor Day 2018, and I'm here to try the Mrs. Renfro's hot Carolina Reaper Reap the Heat salsa. So I thought I should probably go ahead and do this before I get too intoxicated to taste my taste buds. This is a brand new, never been opened. So just so you guys see, and I want to pour it here for you to kind of see that I'm not cheating. I have a fair amount of experience with Reaper peppers, as it does turn out. And I have a fair amount of experience with Mrs. Renfro's also. Her ghost pepper salsa is hot as a dickens. Let me just tell you what. It is a hot salsa, so I'm excited to see where this Reaper pepper goes. Look at that chunky goodness. A lot goes into this, I'm sure. It's a great company. They really offer so many different wonderful salsas. I really wish that they sold more here in Alabama. But this is, get a little close up of this. This is first batch right here. So there's probably not been that many reviews of this particular product. I'm excited. It says our ghost pepper salsa has been so popular for the past decade that we decided to create another extremely hot salsa for our loyal brand fans. Smoking Ed Curry first bred the Carolina Reaper pepper back in 2013, at which time the Guinness Book of World Records certified it as the newest, hottest pepper. This record may continue to be broken, but the flavor and bouquet of Carolina Reaper, not to mention the heat, have continued to grow in popularity. You've been warned. Now enjoy. So I'm going to just give it a try here. Let me just kind of prep the palate here with my Blue Moon and pumpkin wheat, because it is getting that time of year. Okay. It's really very chunky. It looks nice. I'm excited. I'm not going to hold back either. We're going to get a big old mouthful of this. Now, because I've recently eaten a Reaper pepper, I can immediately taste the Reaper. But you can taste all the normal salsa taste also. I just want to kind of give it. Well, I'm going to get in the chip. I should probably give it a second chip now, just to kind of see how hot it really is.
I think you should get another bite.
You think so? Because let me tell you something about that ghost pepper salsa from Mrs. Renfro's. Man, it sticks to you. It sticks to you, buddy. Like, for real, it's tough. This is really good so far. Like, the heat is not overpowering. The salsa taste is great. I wonder if it's gonna honestly, I wonder if it's gonna get a little hotter, because I'm a little disappointed. It's not too bad. But with that said, I should just mention that a couple days ago I ate one of these bad fellas by the honest to God real deal Reaper pepper, and it was hotter than 3 Hadeses. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm kind of comparing it to the heat of the real deal. But having had a few beers on Labor Day, it's not unbearable. I mean, I'm honestly surprised that it's not hotter than it is. That's a little odd. I expected to be burned out of the house. I can tell you from experience with the ghost pepper salsa, it is so hot you start sweating just from having like a few. That is good stuff, though. It tastes so good. So yeah. Well, I won't drag you guys through just continuing to watch me eat some salsa, because I'm about to go ahead and make some more. This is really good. But this is good stuff. Definitely worth the buy. It's got a great heat. My mildly inebriated state might have led to the fact that my taste buds are probably not as sensitive to this, and the fact that I just ate these Reaper peppers that I grew in the backyard the other day. But this is not too shabby. It's good stuff. I'm about to make my buddy Luke try some of this. because it's not that bad.
We'll see.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, yeah, go buy it. If you have it locally, go buy it. Mrs. Renfro's. It's got a great salsa flavor. I love the different combinations of the, you know, your traditional onions, tomatoes. I can taste a hint of garlic in there, and maybe a little lime. What do we got? So tomatoes, water, onion, Reaper, green chilies, garlic. So citric acid, that might be the lime, where the lime's coming from, but it's good stuff. Yeah, gosh, this is really good. It's hot, but it's good stuff. So go buy some if you can get it locally. If you can't get it locally, ask someone to buy it for a birthday present. It's like $15 shipping. So good stuff. Thanks. Have a great Labor Day. See you next time. Hello out there in YouTube land. Yesterday was Labor Day, and I did a review of the Mrs. Renfro's Carolina Reaper Reap the Heat salsa. Now, I got to thinking about it later in the evening, and I thought I ought to do another review. Yesterday, you know, whenever I did it, I had an assortment of adult beverages and found that, to be honest, I was a little disappointed at how hot this stuff was compared to Mrs. Renfro's Ghost Pepper Salsa. I will tell you that you can see, I mean, I ate a good bit of it with, you know, my friends last night, and, you know, I'll tell you that the things that it did to my stomach later in the evening, about 10 o'clock, it was pretty rough. I had those same crazy cramps, and I was like, oh man, maybe this stuff is hotter than I gave it credit for. Now, luckily, like I said, due to an assortment of adult Labor Day beverages, I did not feel the full-on effects or the consequences of it, but I did want to give Mrs. Renfro's a good, solid, fair review and just try some more of this stuff. So I'm going to head in here in the kitchen, grab a chip, do another quick dip today, and see how it really feels, and I'll see you down there. Okay, now we're back downstairs in the kitchen. I've got my Mrs. Renfro's Carolina Reaper salsa. I'm going to do probably just one chip to get a good taste and assess the hotness, and an empty bowl. So I'm going to give it a good shake, make sure everything's stirred up really good. So I'm just going to pour a little bit. I don't want to waste it, so I have plenty left for next time. This is some really good looking salsa. It's really good and chunky, and it smells great. I did mean what I said last night on the video. Like, it has a great flavor. So it's good stuff. Which is not a surprise. Mrs. Renfro has some great salsa. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna break this so I can hopefully do 2 chips. Or 3. Well, I do 3. Alright, so like I said last night in the video, you can really taste the Reaper pepper. It really comes out if you know what Reaper pepper tastes like. It really tastes really great. The only bad thing about this Mrs. Renfro's whole setup was that, and I think I mentioned this in the video from yesterday, but they don't sell it locally. And if you want to order it off of their website, it's a jar of salsa about $4 maybe, which is very reasonable. But the shipping setup that they have causes this jar of salsa to ship to be like $14 or some crazy thing. So this is actually like an $18 or $19 jar of salsa just because of shipping. And my sister was kind enough to order this for my birthday. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be trying this right now because I just couldn't bring myself to pay that much for a jar of salsa. But listen, this salsa is not that hot, I mean, I have to tell you. I mean, it's just really not that hot. I mean, the ghost pepper salsa, my brother-in-law and my friend Jason will both tell you, that stuff, we were crying. Like, it was so tough. And you know, maybe it's just the consistency in the batches. I mean, I mentioned this is a first batch run, but it's just not that hot. I really am surprised that it's not that bad. But you know, like I said, maybe I'm just not trying to give it a good fair shot here. Maybe I'm not getting a Reaper pepper on the chip. I don't know. It tastes great. Don't get me wrong, it tastes fantastic, and it has a Reaper pepper flavor to it. it really has a nice flavor, and it is a little warm. But whenever you think of a salsa with the Grim Reaper on the front of it that says "Reap the heat," more than just hot, I ought to be like almost in tears right now. Like, oh my gosh, this is so, but I'm not. It's really not that hot. So, interesting. Very interesting. But it's still good stuff. If you can get it locally, I recommend anyone to go grab it at the grocery store and try it out. I don't think I would pay $18 or $19 for it, but it's really good stuff though. It has a great flavor if you can get it in a local grocery store. If you really want something hot, in my experience, try the ghost pepper salsa. It's insane. But good stuff. So there's my review of Mrs. Renfro's Reap the Heat. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.